Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of my envelope journal, blank envelope journal. The reason I say it's blank is there are only a few pages that I have put anything on, front, back, and one side of each envelope. I did not put any pockets, embellishments, anything, so that this can literally be your own journal, however you want to decorate it. Let me start with the enclosure. Actually, this paper flower is made from a magazine that I glitter painted and splatter painted. Put a little brad in the center. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just glue it to one of your pages. Isn't that pretty? But how I'm going to send it to you is I will attach it to in the eye, like so, and I won't put any permanent, adhesive on it, so that if you don't like it or you want to move it, put it somewhere else, you can do so. And then you just take your twine, wrap it around your book. I like to slide it from the back. It seems like it moves better behind the flower. And then just put your charms through. And you have lots of room to grow. And if you need to grow more than the length of this is not permanently adhered either. It's just threaded through itself, so you could always add more. I will tell you, on this journal, I messed up. So I looked up a tutorial how to make an envelope journal, and then I just either forgot or didn't follow it, or I'm not really surprised. I just wallered a hot pocket all over the kitchen in there trying to get it into the box. So I have some issues with following instruction. The reason, I guess, I love to junk journal. Even when you mess up, you can fix it. And I actually think this mess up worked out better, because now you can make your journal bigger with my mistake, and I'll show you what that is. This is a piece that will also be in your kit. It's a binder clip with a elastic on the top to put your pin in. That will be in your kit. And the signature has 32 pages front and back. And it has tea-dyed paper, brown paper bag. And I did go ahead and clip the bottom to make the pocket, but again, I think I should have probably left it alone, so that if you wanted a top cut instead, of course, it's not ruined. You can glue the bottom and change your cut. Again, the beauty of junk journal, you can fix it. So I have more tea-dyed paper, coffee-dyed paper, and this is actually the first journal I put the coffee dyed in. Right after I did this, probably about 6 months ago that I dyed this paper, my friend said, "Ooh, it smells like coffee." Never occurred to me that somebody wouldn't like the smell of coffee. I guess because I don't function without my coffee. So I steered away from using it, because I know that, some people are sensitive to smells. When I was looking through my files for different papers, I found this, and honestly, it doesn't have a smell anymore. However, the tea-dyed paper, when I took it out, at the time that I dyed it, I didn't have any original non-flavored tea. It was Christmas tea flavored, which means it was like cinnamon and different wintry spices. And I noticed when I took this out, it had a very slight smell of that tea. So just something to be aware of in case that kind of thing bothers you. It will, I'm sure, fade. Again, I think it was probably I don't know, 4 to 6 months ago that I dyed it. This is it's packing paper. Feels like tracing paper. I didn't dye it. That's the color that it came. I thought it was pretty and looks very similar to the tea stained paper. Handmade paper. A tea dyed index card. More coffee dyed paper. And tea dyed paper. And the reason I use mostly tea and coffee is the color. You know, I didn't want to put a lot of flash in case, you know, you decorate it however you want to. Make it your very own. And then, of course, the other sheets of those. And the seam binding I left long so that if you want to add charms or beads, plenty of room for that. It is knotted, so you can just cut it off if you don't want to add anything, or, you know, tie a little bow. A cute thing to do is to take a piece of ribbon that you don't drop in the floor. Sorry about the hitting the camera again. And tie it to the ribbon. Not this big of a piece. I just don't want to cut it because I'm going to include this. But it will kind of cinch it up and it makes it just a little pretty. I won't leave it in case that's not your thing. Okay, which brings me to the front and back envelopes. The front and back are permanent. They are binded into the seam. The two middle ones are not, because I turned them the wrong way when I was putting them into the pockets, which means it will come out. It's not going to come out when you put your stuff in it. It's starting to fall out, but I liked that. The more I thought about that, what a great idea, because you can add more envelopes if you want to and make it bigger. I mean, as your journal grows, you don't have to get another one. It's like all new. Or you can take them out and, move them, put them different spots. You could actually even, if you didn't like them in the front being together, take it out, glue it to one of your sheets, and have a fold out and a tuck. And another thing I noticed, I liked these envelopes have a square opening, so I left the papers, tore the papers to that. If you don't like it, if you'd rather have it straight across, just tear that off and stain or ink it, and it will be like I was never bothering it. But anyway, in the kit that comes with it to help you decorate, I'm going to include 2 more envelopes to grow your journal. I'm going to send lots of, and this isn't all, this is to give you an idea, some different fabrics, lace, some ribbons. We have some coffee dyed seam binding. I did not do this one, but it does not have a smell. I know when I took it out of the bag, it didn't have a smell. Some burlap trim, just a piece of burlap for you to, you can make pockets, tags, clusters. The back of this has a plastic coating, so it's not going to fray. I like the fray, like on the fabrics and such. I like that rough, rugged look. If you like that, just pick off one of the little strings and pull it, and it will look just like this. The only beauty is that you don't have to worry about gluing it, so it will stop raveling. It already has that adhesive to the back. Also, we'll be including stickers, some, digital tags, printed papers. That's not supposed to be in here. This is a tag that I printed on some tissue paper and then collaged it to the back, and I thought it turned out great. I loved it. And then I put the little eye in it and monkeyed it up. I gommed it all up. So, I mean, you could still cut that off and it would make a nice pocket. Or you could put another hole in it. It could still be a tag. Maybe I'll go ahead and include it as long as you know that it's, you know, messed up a little bit. Anyway, stickers and a couple clusters, a few things that I handmade, like the cluster. I did put in another bag that I did put some embellishments on. There's a tag. You could glue it to one of your pages on 3 sides, whether it be the top, bottom side, or both sides, bottom, however, and you could have another tuck. I also included some belly band that I made. Well, I intended for it to be belly band, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a pocket or the start of another cluster. I didn't trim it down so that you could, you know, do it however you want to do it. Cut as much as you want. Use the whole thing. I didn't ink it either for the same reason, that it could be however you like it. More stickers, printed paper. Some of these printed papers have pictures that would make great fussy cuts, like this one. Cut out the, because they're kind of tea stain looking. Anyway, there'll be lots of those. I included more papers of everything that is in here. I may even include the string. I like to put them on clusters. Of the front and back, the papers that I did use, I've included the offcuts from those, so that, you know, if you want to keep carrying the same theme throughout the book, that will be easy to do. So, lots of offcuts, scraps from, here's another, this is not in your book, but I thought it was pretty. It's a handcrafted paper, kind of a, it looks kind of gray in the camera, but it's more of a tan khaki color. Scraps. This was interesting. If anybody knows what it is, leave me a comment below, because I am not from anywhere that uses these. I didn't know if it was like a coat check tag, or for, you know, a laundry, you know, like dry cleaning. I don't know what that is. I just thought it was interesting. A tea bag, lots of goodies, some book page, vellum, more tea dyed. And I will have this all nice and put together. It won't be willy-nilly when you receive it. Oh, and also, I have some card chipboard paper clips that I'll include. A couple of those. Some paper clip charms. Some buttons, if you want to put any on your string, or, you know, use them in your clusters or in a different journal, or whatever you want to do with those. And you know what, I just got some new paper. It's not new, but my boss gave it to me. It came in some product that she received. I think I'll put some of it in there because I think it's really neat. And it has a lot of texture, like the front and back, that I like so much. Isn't that pretty? It almost looks like a napkin, but it's heavier. It's like embossed packing paper. I'll include some of that too. And I don't know if crochet tags are your thing, but I might, you know, include some of those you could add to your book. But I think that about wraps it up. I appreciate you taking the time to walk through this journal with me. It will be in my Etsy shop, Crafted by Christy shop. I'll put the link below. If you did like the book, will you please give me a thumbs up? And I look forward to doing another video. I'm hoping to start doing maybe some craft with me tutorials. I wouldn't say, I hate saying tutorials because that seems like I could teach somebody something, because I know that I'm pretty new at it, and again, it's hard for me to teach anything, and I can't even get a SD card out of the wrapper. So we'll work on it, see how it goes. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate you being with me. Have a great night.